And welcome back, everyone, to part 10, the final part of What If Naruto Befriended Kurama early on. Last time on Naruto What If, Pain had tried to invade Konoha, but Naruto didn't need to be training in Mount Miyabuku, so he was already there and quickly took care of the situation, taking out, or at least luring the Paths of Pain out of the village, while everyone else was trying to, cope with the attack. He was the one they wanted anyway, so they quickly went out. Because he has Kurama's level of speed, was quickly able to take care of all of them. And then Takano Jutsu'd his way into Nagato's heart, resulting in Nagato giving up the Rinnegan to him, because he knew that Obito, Madara as he knows him, would be coming for him regardless. And while the Rinnegan might be able to do it, like Pain might be able to beat him, he also knows that it's probably safer with you. They won't know that you have it, as long as we make sure they don't know. It's also up in the air. A lot of people argue whether or not Nagato, Pain, would have been able to beat Obito. The problem with that entire fight, when anyone argues it, is that most people don't argue the fact that Obito knew exactly what Nagato's weakness was. It was Nagato himself. It was his body away from his six paths. And using Kamui, even if the six paths were surrounding the main body, he'd easily be able to just get in there and take Nagato out. So, yeah, Obito honestly was a bigger threat than Nagato was, at least in that sense. In the sense of if those two met in a fight. Now, they leave, and we cut a little while later to Naruto in a hospital bed with tape around his eyes. After some convincing from his friends, even Hinata, his girlfriend at this point, says, "This is probably for the best. You should probably do this. I'll miss your blue eyes." Although, the question would be if Naruto could turn them off. Because they're not natural, I'll say no, he can't turn it off. She just looks at him and goes, "I'll miss your eyes. I love your eyes, but I love you. So that doesn't change anything. And if this can help us defeat the Akatsuki, defeat Madara, then I will accept this decision on your part." And they're all looking at him. And Sasuke, who has his EMS now, besides, you need to catch up when we anyway, dweeb. It's like, and Naruto just kind of like, "Yeah, you dream on, duck, but all right, I'll do it." And so Naruto is sitting in bed. Meanwhile, the Kage Summit would be happening right now. Now, to just clarify something I said about the Deidara versus Killer Bee thing. First and foremost, yes, Deidara's goal was to capture the Eight Tails. Deidara would not be able to capture the Eight Tails. And so, knowing that he'd not be able to capture the Eight Tails and knowing that he was going to die, he wouldn't give a crap about the Akatsuki's ultimate plan at that point. He would just say, "I'm going out with my art." Now, I can never remember the grade. Okay, C2 is the dragon. C3 is that little doll. C1 is the standard explosives. C4 is the microscopic ones, I believe. I probably misspoke. What I meant to say was, and because I agree, he would probably not use the C4 explosive. He wouldn't use the microscopic one because B would not have a defense against that. What he probably could actually counter, though, is the giant C0, I think it is. Remind me in the console if C0 is the microscopic one or it's C4. But the giant self-sacrifice explosion is what I was referring to with that scenario. And so, even though a part is probably saved, they think they've caught B, Zetsu maybe brings the body back. Turns out it's Killer Bee doing his own thing. Or a part of Killer Bee, and Killer Bee's off doing his own thing. A summon of the Kages would still be called. But Danzo's not in charge. Tsunade's still very much in charge. So Tsunade goes, and she takes Guy and Kakashi with her. I think that's perfectly adequate bodyguards to have with you. And because of that, they don't get the same Kage Summit that would happen here. Danzo would not be there to try to influence Mifune. He would not be there to try to influence Mifune. And you would have I don't know how different of a discussion you would really have. Like, Tsunade would definitely be a little bit more on the defensive side than, say, Danzo was, and she wouldn't be trying to use manipulation tactics on Mifune. This, I think, would result when she is able to give a more persuasive argument, or at least as a persuasive argument as Danzo did, this would probably result in Tsunade being made the leader of the Alliance. The big reason Danzo was not made the leader of the Alliance was simply that he was caught trying to manipulate Mifune. And to be fair, he was also manipulating Mifune as well, or at least trying to. But Mifune even, I think, admitted that he probably was going to lead towards Danzo anyway, until Danzo just proved that he can't be trusted. This doesn't happen, and therefore Tsunade would be made the leader of the Alliance, I believe. Now, this also is predicated on the idea that Obito still shows up and declares war, which I still think happens. But still, that would still go about the same way it normally does. Now, why did I open with Naruto in the bed? Hold on. Naruto, while he's in the bed, is talking with his tenant and talking about all the things that have transpired, including something that transpired while they were in the bed. Something that, when you think about it, logically should happen because there's no real indication of what the catalyst for this is. He was busy not just talking to Kurama about, what it's like to have the Rinnegan, and Kurama just responds like, I wouldn't know, brat. I didn't have the Rinnegan. My father had the Rinnegan. Your father? You mean the Sage of Six Paths? Yeah. What was he like, the Sage of Six Paths? And Kurama kind of thinks about it for he was a good man. He's one of the reasons I never fully lost hope in you, Ningen, but mostly 99% lost hope. Oh, I'm glad I could be a 1%er there. They kind of have a laugh. And a voice is in his head. It's like, I'm glad to see you didn't lose your sense of humor, Kurama. It's what? Yeah, who's there? And Kurama's just stunned, like, old man? What? How are you his? Kurama, it really is good to see you, my boy. And you must be the newest, or you must be his newest reincarnation. Wait, who are you? What's going on? Didn't Kurama already told you. I'm the sage. Did the eyes not give it away? Kurama already told you. I'm the Sage of Six Paths. What? I thought you said he was dead. He is dead. Old man, how are you here? And he explains that Naruto and Sasuke are the reincarnations of Indra and Asura, and something about, and I've been biding my time just in case when the time was right to, talk to you. Apparently getting my eyes, even, rudimentary versions of them, was enough of a catalyst. This is something I always kind of contend, because the eyes, you need both the chakra of both the Asura and Indra paths to awaken the eyes, among other circumstances. On some level, you need the DNA of both the chakra, to activate the eyes. If you were to already put activated Rinnegan into one of the reincarnations, logically speaking, he should show up at that point. So, with that said, he explained everything, and it ultimately ends up with Naruto getting Sage of Six Paths chakra. However, seeing as this catalyst activated caused Naruto... Sorry, I got a cramp. Oh, okay, there we go. Since this little scenario was a catalyst for Naruto's Six Paths chakra, and we know it pretty much happened simultaneously, Sasuke probably also, while sleeping or whatever, has a dream, talks to the Sage Six Paths, and gets his Rin Sharingan, or Sharingan, which I think is just a better name. Why it's called the Rin Sharingan, I don't know. It's clearly a Rinnegan that has so much thrown in there. It's not a Sharingan that gained all the rings. I don't know why it bugs me so much. It just sounds like a better name, and logically it just makes more sense to go that route. But anyway, now this happens a couple days prior. Naruto's still sitting in the bed. He's sitting up, and Naruto and Kurama both realize, kid, so yeah, I sense someone's here. And Naruto, his eyes are still kind of recovering, but he does have Sage Mode to kind of sense where everything is, plus Kurama's chakra. It's like, I know you're there. You can come out. You can quit hiding in the shadows. And out of the shadows comes Danzo. Because what better time to get a hold of the Nine Tails than when the Hokage and two of the best Jonin in the village are out and about? No one else knows there. So you were able to sense me after all. It seems your senses really are quite attuned with that Sage Mode you learned from Jiraiya. Among other things, I don't know who you are, because he's probably never met Danzo. I was about to say Danzo. He was probably never met Danzo, so he's not familiar with Danzo's chakra or anything like that. Who are you? I am one of the elders of the Leaf, Danzo, a former associate of the third Hokage. You were associate? You were his team member. I prefer to think of us as rivals, but yes, I was a team member of his. All right, great. What exactly do you want here? Want? My boy, I want what everyone wants for this village, to see it prosper and grow. And Naruto immediately can kind of pick up that there's something off here. Like, he's not lying. It's just his ideas of what it means to prosper and grow as a village are warped beyond comprehension. Because he thinks the village is the Hokage. And he thinks, therefore, the Hokage is the most important thing, and that's among other things. And therefore, he wants to be Hokage. Yeah, but why are you here? What I want is your help. All I asked was your help, boy. We're reaching new times, new ages, new ideas. And while they can be great, we cannot forget the old ways. Meanwhile, Kurama is like listening. He's like, I don't like this guy. She tells him, wait a minute. And Naruto, and he can sense something's off. And Naruto can sense something's off with the chakra. There's something not right about your chakra. Should note, Danzo has come here with all the Sharingan on. Like, he's not going to just show up in Naruto's room without being fully prepared to take the kid. And Naruto is very much sensing there's something off with your chakra, like all of your chakra. And he can even feel the arms. Kid, I can sense it. Not a Sharingan. No, not just one. There's like, I can't remember how many he had on his arm. He had like 10 on his arm. You know what? Hold on. How many Sharingan did Danzo have? That's a good question. Let's find that out. Because I legitimately can't. He had a lot. How many Sharingan? What? Sharingan does Danzo have? Okay. How many does he have? Danzo has 10 Sharingan embedded in his right arm. Okay, I was right. I was right on the money. He had 10, plus the one in his eye. So Naruto is just just thinking about it, and somehow what he's saying is making sense and like persuading him. Gotta stick to the old ways, you know, the Kage. So Tsunade won't be a Kage forever, and one day you want to be Hokage, right? Well, you're going to need help, people to guide you, people like me. No, he's not saying it like that, but he's basically using Koto Akatsukami. I might be butchering the name slightly. And then finally, and all of a sudden, Naruto's chakra flexes a little bit inside Naruto, and Naruto's like, towards his head, everything all right, boy? It's like, yeah, no, it's no worries. Just to get Naruto can still fight, by the way. With a Rinnegan and a Sage mode activated, granted, his Rinnegan's still integrating with his body. And with the Sage mode, though, Naruto could still, and Kurama there, he could still fight if he had to. Absolutely he could. And he could probably whoop Danzo's ass pretty well. And so Naruto just counters him, just saying, yeah, I'm fine. You might as well put the Genjutsu away, though. Of course, everything I've heard, you mastered the power of your tail beast. That gives you the ability to negate Genjutsu. I see. So, that's the way it's going to be. Well, luckily I came prepared for this. Why prepared for this? Yeah, that's another thing I wanted to ask. Where'd you get all those eyes? Oh, you mean these? Spoils of war from the Uchiha. Since you'll be under my control soon enough, you should know. Spoils of war from the Uchiha massacre. You really think that I would let you roam free in this village without being able to control you at some point? And Kurama, even though there's something really off about that arm. Yeah, I know, Sharingan. No, there's something else off about that arm, because that's first Hokage DNA in there. And it's like, wait, so you had a hand in it? I recommended it to Saratobi. The Uchiha need to be dealt with. But he wouldn't go with it. Finally, Itachi had to come forth. I forced him to do what was necessary, but he said he couldn't do it, only for him to then go through with it later on. I might be butchering that lore slightly, by the way. Correct me. I know Danzo had a hand in it. I do know that. Meanwhile, someone else has been listening. And like, so now, Ninetales, you will, and all of a sudden, poof, the door bursts through, and his arm goes completely off. Ah! And there, standing there, is Sasuke. Full EMS, Rin Sharingan activated. You forced Itachi into it? You're telling me it was not it. You're telling me it wasn't my brother's fault this whole time? Oh, yeah, Sasuke. And Sasuke quickly rushes in. Sasuke, he just rushes in, destroys the eye. So just, you don't deserve that eye or any of those. Now answer me. Did you do it? Did you force him into it? I made him protect his home. I did what was necessary. I've always done what was necessary. Yeah, you Uchiha. You are, for all your strength, you are curses, you blights against this village. You and your curse of love, hatred. I did what I thought needed to be done. And so Sasuke says, Sasuke, don't do it. It's like, he's got a Chidori. He forced my brother to kill my mom and dad. He's responsible for it. The Chihuahua are going to try to do a coup anyway, boy. Your brother did you a favor. Murderous, treacherous family, but leaving an innocent boy. Or perhaps not so innocent after all. Go ahead, do it. Kill a defenseless old man. You've already taken my strongest weapons from me. What more could you take? And Naruto's like, Sasuke, don't do it. Let's let Lei Hokage deal with it. And he's not even calling her Granny Tsunade. He's like, let's let the Hokage deal with it. Please, let's let him deal with it. You're better than this. Don't let him get you. And Sasuke just, he's remembering what Hagoromo told him after he had that dream. Like, it was a curse of, hey, you and Naruto are destined to fight repeatedly through history. And because it's just the way you are, the curse of hatred that's gone through through Indra to everyone in your clan. And be different, be better. And Sasuke laments and just knocks out Danzo. And the Anbu show up, it's like, take this asshole away. And he sits on Naruto's bed and just looks at him. For a guy who can't see right now, you guys certainly are perceptive. Well, more perceptive than you are. Shut up. And there's a light tone there, but you can still hear in Sasuke's voice, he's not okay right now. Like, that's information he found out in a very bad way. So after it's all said and done, the war gets started. Naruto is still temporarily sent over. Here's the thing. Even with Naruto's recovery abilities and Kurama's recovery abilities added on into it, it still takes a little time for the eyes to integrate. So they put him on the island with the turtle until they ultimately heal up. This is where Orochi Kabuto Maru, if you will, has shown up to Obito to help him with the war. Now, did Obito survive his little encounter with Nagato and Konan, knowing that Nagato is alive, but doesn't have the Rinnegan anymore? In fact, that's a good question. Without the Rinnegan, how powerful do you think Nagato actually is? For example, he no longer has to feed the damn ghetto statue anymore. In fact, another question that often comes up is, with the implanted eyes, would Naruto turn into Nagato, the emaciated form of Nagato? I don't think so, because he actually is a legitimate reincarnation of one of the brothers who have Sage 6-Path Chakra. Nagato did not. So I think he circumvents that. But still, without Naruto will be able to summon as soon as his eyes finally take, which is going to be very soon, Naruto will be able to summon the Geto statue on his own, and therefore release the tail beast at his whim. Obito is not happy about this, and so Konan tries, she gets killed. Nagato maybe does like a last ditch effort with like a jutsu or something like that to try to get the jump on Obito, and that fails, and they both meet their end. Obito is not happy about this, but Kabuto says, "Oh, don't worry about it. I can get you covered. I even found this." And there's Madara there. It's like, "How did you? That's my secret." And so the war ultimately begins. A lot of it goes the same. Sasuke, though, probably is cleaving through a lot more of these guys a lot quicker. But it quickly changes when the Fire Nation attacks. But when Naruto finally has recovered. Not Naruto's finally recovered, he heads out into the war. Iruka tries his best to stop him, so does Guy, because Guy was there. But ultimately, no, they're not going to stop Naruto. Like, anyone who's there is not going to stop Naruto, nor should they, frankly. Naruto would again join the battlefield, except now he's got clones with the Rinnegan, and doing that is probably giving him a massive headache because of all the sensory overload, visual overload. But he quickly storms the battlefields, quickly starts saving the day as he does. It's not until Madara shows up that we get some really and obviously the Itachi-Nagato fight. And Nagato, even though he's resurrected, does not have the Rinnegan because he did not die with the Rinnegan. Should also note that Itachi, like he did in the original, did place the other half of Koto Katsukami in Naruto, but he placed it during the point where Sasuke and him were fighting, and Naruto came and aided him. Still, he breaks himself out of the Genjutsu. Sasuke ends up finding him. They go after Kabuto. They release the Genjutsu. You'll notice I'm kind of speeding along. That's because the details of this start to become a little moot, because Naruto now has the Rinnegan, all of the Fox Chakra, everything. Naruto quickly enters the battle with the Edo Madara. This is a key point, because Naruto, having the Rinnegan and being able to literally rip a soul out, either using the Naraka path or the human path, particularly the human path. Honestly, the human path is more dangerous, because he can literally just yoink. And Edo Tenseis are just souls in husk bodies. That is a way to effectively take out an Edo Tensei. And Naruto is literally moving now at light speed. He's got Sage Chakra. He's got all 6 chakra elements. He can throw all the Rasengans he wants. He does, however, not have all of the well, he could have all the tail beasts if he wanted. In fact, let me put it this way. He's not sealed the tail beasts inside of him, but he did release them. And I think that would be a major point of the war, is that the tail beasts come and aid in the fight against Madara and Obito. And I was like, no, he didn't. And they all gave him a bit of his chakra. All gave them a bit of their chakra. And so Naruto and the Madara Edo Tensei are duking it out all the way. They are going at it hard. Naruto's able to use, I think Naruto can use some creative methods here of attack, including Tail Beast and Shinra Tensei, just fires into Shinra Tensei, or Tail Beast Shinra Tensei, and just poof. Or, here's a cool idea, and I'm just spitballing right now, create a Chibaku Tensei inside of a Tail Beast bomb. Think about that, because it's basically a giant explosion that detonates into a black hole, more or less. I mean, it's a gravity well, first and foremost, but still, very interesting concept. He can also summon all the paths, the animal paths as well. Madara would immediately go perfect Susanoo, and him and Naruto would be going at it, and they would not be stopping. Naruto's speed alone, though, is too much even for Madara. And Madara, even though he has the Rinnegan, it's Rinnegan to Rinnegan. And Madara comes like, you think your Rinnegan can stand up to mine, boy? I've had mine since before you were born. You really... Let's see what you can... And Naruto just quickly yeah, about that. And all of a sudden, his Susanoo starts bursting apart. And he realizes the Prita path. And he also realizes that, yeah, I can make all these clones and have all this vision, but Naruto's chakra actually exceeds mine. And quickly, one of the Naruto clones does grab him, and he just says the word, and Madara freezes. Now, do you think Madara's getting the short end of the stick in this fight? Maybe a little, but the level of speed we know that Naruto can move at, plus the amount of clones he can make, plus having all the access to the Rinnegan abilities, plus Kurama's chakra and 6 Paths chakra, and having Truth Seeker orbs that we know for a fact can take out Edo Tensei, the Madara clone or the Madara corpse, if you will, the Edo Tensei, Edo Madara is probably Danzo. And, maybe, I think that's the thing. He tries the human path. Madara is able to get him off him just in time, only to see a Truth Seeker come and take his head off. That's probably what happens. And so the Madara, I keep saying Madara Club, but the Edo Madara is done. And that leaves Obito, who we know ultimately would have been taken care of by Naruto, Kakashi, Guy, and with Sasuke joining in the fight here, Sasuke as well. And so it's a pretty clean win in this version. Zetsus are also like, oh God, like how are we supposed to resurrect Kage now? I think Naruto does probably sense his presence too at one point and just like, yeah, what? I've been wondering, what the hell are you? And Sasuke's looking at like, I don't know what he is, but I don't trust it. Let's get rid of him. It's like, really? How? And Sasuke reveals, oh yeah, that's right. I didn't show you what my eye can do, can I? Did I? And you're not the only one who's got cool powers. And he shows that, gonna send you to a different dimension now, and throws him away. Like, no. And so the days say, but Sasuke is still very angry. And Sasuke kind of just it's like, Sasuke, what's wrong? It's like, it's still what Danzo and what he said. It's even now, it's still eating at me. There was no way at all to stop what happened to my brother, what happened to my clan, really. There's nothing else you could have done. Any of you. And Sasuke just kind of yelled, it just gets really angry. And Naruto thinks back to what Hagoromo said. You two are destined to fight for pretty much every time you're reincarnated. And Naruto just looks at him and is like, Sasuke, let's take a walk. Let's go somewhere. And Naruto and him go. And they go to the Valley Inn, which they've never been to. But here they go. And Sasuke asks, what are we doing here, Naruto? It's like, this is where we're going to lay it all out. We're going to lay it to rest. All your hatred, all your anger, we're going to end it here. I was like, well, I don't have hatred. And he's like, I don't have hatred, but he's kind of lying. Like, right now, he does kind of hate the village at the moment for what they did. We're going to fight right here, right now. And until it's all gone and all out. And so they clash. And they go at it just as hard as they do in the anime, if not harder. Now, unfortunately for Sasuke, Naruto has a big buff here with the Rinnegan that he didn't have in the original. So, and he has all his Truth Seeker orbs, which is another big boon. Because, let's be honest, he lost all of his Truth Seeker orbs, or I think the majority of them, when he fought Kaguya and Madara. So if he still had those Truth Seeker orbs, I don't think there's any question Naruto would have still been very easily the stronger of the two. Sasuke actually kind of edged him out for a little bit, even afterwards, because Naruto kind of stopped training for a bit. Then Naruto got it back, and so forth and so on. But if he had just kept the Truth Seeker orbs, oh yeah, I think he would have been the stronger of the two, still. It ends with them clashing, and unfortunately, them both, I think, accidentally taking each other's arms off again. And Kurama's like, you idiot. It's like, can you keep us from dying? I can keep you from dying. I can't do much about him. I don't have much chakra left. And so Sakura gets his like, what the hell are you doing? And even Hinata is there. Naruto, what would you do with this? Like, sorry. Wasn't trying to, we kind of went a little too hard. It's like, we're sorry. Sorry, Sakura. And it's like, don't ever do it. They even see Hinata smacks him up. It's like, don't ever do that again. It's like, ow, sorry, babe. It's like, And so the war ends. Naruto, it was ultimately become, well, technically we know Kakashi became the sixth after that, but I think, Naruto should have, power-wise, but Kakashi had more experience. I think he even said he was just a kind of an intermittent Hokage. Eventually, you'd get the last, but it'd be a different version of last where Naruto and Hinata are already dating. And Naruto, again, would probably be able to take on, what was that guy's name again? The Tenseigan guy. I can't actually remember his name. But ultimately, comes out in the win. They get married. They have Boruto and Himawari. Life is good. Sasuke and Sakura also still get together. Nothing else really would change there. So, yeah, the one real scene I wanted to include was Danzo getting his comeuppance, because we haven't done a lot with Danzo in this version. But it was the perfect scenario to bring him in, and to still cause the fight with Sasuke and Naruto later on, because Sasuke, finding that out, would be extremely unhappy. So, that is the conclusion to this particular What If. Join us next time when we do our next What If, whatever that What If might be. I'll put the poll will be up in a little bit, because the poll will already be out actually, because I'm pre-recording this on Monday. So thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. See you later.